In today's video, I'll be going over the top niches for you to get into for Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing for Q2 of 2022. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, on entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. In today's video, I'm going over the top niches for you to get into on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing for Q2 of 2022. And last year I did a very similar video to this, and I'm going to talk about some of the very similar niches that I talked about in last year's video. But I want to point out to you, again, right now it's the time to get into it, because I know a lot of people forget that you need to start making these books now in order to get ready for Q2. And I know that Q1 is still going on. Like, we still have another entire month basically until Q2 starts. But it's always important to get started on these kinds of books right away. Get a head start on them if you don't have them on your account yet, so you can get some reviews on them, get them ready, start running ads to them during the prime time for these particular niches and keywords. So I'm going to talk about 4 or 5 different niches and keywords for you to get into for Q2 this year, to give you some options so you can kind of choose which one kind of best suits you and what you want to make books about. But last year I did talk about a few of these, and I'm going to talk about the exact same ones today with a couple extra that I didn't talk about last year because I have found them and I think they definitely have some potential right now. I'll be going over some bonus ones at the end as well that are kind of further on down the line, but it's always good to keep them in the back of your head, so when it's time to start making those books, maybe 1 to 2 months out from when they get popular, you have them in the back of your head so you can start making them and you don't forget to do it. Okay, so that's the whole point of this video. So if you haven't seen the video from last year, then perfect. This video is gonna be even better. I'm gonna talk about them all more in detail and more in depth and showing you exactly what they are, why they're so important. So anyways, let's jump on my computer and let's go over these niches for Q2 of 2022. So first things first, before we get into all of the different niches, let me show you my results from publishing. I think I had 2 books in one of these niches, and I was selling them in the month of April. It's when it really popped off. But these are my numbers from my earnings on Kindle Direct Publishing only, not Audible. This is from like 2 books, okay? And you can see right here, top right, you can see it's at like 9,000 in earnings USD. And that was from one single month. You can see April 2020 to 2020, all right? So that was about, what, 2 years now ago? And it's one of these niches that I'm gonna talk about today. So just giving you an idea of the potential that these niches have and what you can earn when the time is right during Q2, because a lot of people dog on Q2 and any other quarter that's not Q4. And I want to tell you right now, Q2 has a lot of potential. Q4 might be the big one, the master of all quarters, but Q2 definitely has a lot of potential. So I want to make that clear to you in this video. So anyways, let's move into what the first keyword and niche is here. And that's going to be Mother's Day books. Okay. And Mother's Day is in May, obviously. So it's not what I was talking about earlier, what I just showed you the numbers from. Actually, it actually is. One of the books was selling in April as a gift for Mother's Day, if that makes sense. So people were buying them early in the month of April. But anyways, Mother's Day stuff. So you can definitely make tons of different books about Mother's Day, okay? It doesn't just have to be like a Mother's Day gift book. You can make like a Mother's Day poem book. You can make a Mother's Day joke book. You can see on screen your Mother's Day stories, Mother's Day journal, Mother's Day coloring books, okay? And usually I advise against making low content books, so like journals and coloring books. But in all honesty, Mother's Day and the other niches that I'm going to talk about today on this list have a whole lot of potential when it comes to making these journals. And the thing is, they're kind of short-lived niches, so it's best to make as many books as you can about these kinds of niches before they kind of happen and go away until next year. So journals and coloring books, very simple to make, and you can make a couple extra dollars off them. They might not be your top sellers that you make in terms of Mother's Day. The ones that might sell a bit better are things like poems and jokes. I've found in the past, those are kind of the best sellers you make the most money off of. But it doesn't hurt to make a simple journal or a simple coloring book or a couple of them, put them on the KDP and make that extra money, okay? It's better than just leaving money on the table. So in my opinion, from the past, what I've seen is that Mother's Day does very well. And I do have Mother's Day open here on screen. As you can see, right now it's even starting to heat up. Like, it already has 300K. I know there's tons of results. So you have to do it a little bit more targeted. So if I look at Mother's Day, press spacebar, see what shows up. You can see notebook, coloring book, gift from daughter, journal, stuff like that. Simple stuff, right? These ones are all going to be pretty competitive. This probably has 50K results, 70K results. But if you look at the things like Mother's Day poem, 7,000 results. Mother's Day jokes, 40,000 results, lots of results here. But in my opinion, if you're only going to be doing it for a month or so, you're probably going to be relying on Amazon ads. You're not going to be relying on things like organically ranking these books. So you'll be able to use your Amazon ads to rank your books ahead of these ones, get the sales during the time that people are buying these kinds of books, make the money, and then wait until next year. So in my opinion, it definitely has a lot of potential. So niche number 2 for quarter 2 for you to focus on are Easter style books. And same story with Mother's Day books. These kind of books, you can make the same things. Activity books for kids, you can make coloring books, story books, joke books, game books that are all kind of Easter themed, okay? So take what's popular in the kids' niches, which is usually like coloring books or jokes, and just make it Easter themed, okay? You can do that with Mother's Day too. You can make it a Mother's Day book and then make a joke book or an activity book and make it Mother's Day themed, right? So it makes it kind of easier to find popular categories. So take that popular category, which is kids jokes, and then make it Easter themed. So if we go on here and look at Easter books, I just looked up Easter. Okay, let's look up Easter jokes. You're gonna get around 8,000 results, and there are definitely a lot of books that have Easter joke books, okay? And this definitely has a lot of demand. Even though it's at 700K right now, Easter's not until April. It's February when I'm filming this right now. So moving down into quarter 2, when Easter becomes a lot more popular, this average BSR will go a lot more down, and you'll see that your book can definitely have a lot of demand and get a lot of sales and earn you a lot more money. Okay, so Easter is definitely another great niche to look into for quarter 2 of 2022. Next on the list is Father's Day books. All right, and Father's Day doesn't happen until June, so it's definitely a little bit further on down the line, at the latter half of quarter 2, I guess you could call it. But once again, Father's Day themed books, and from my experience, joke Father's Day books do absolutely great during the time that Father's Day is coming around, because dad jokes are kind of a big thing, and those are great presents to give to your dad on Father's Day. So this niche is actually an excellent niche, even though a lot of people look over it. Okay, it's something that's not like a holiday or anything like that, but it's definitely a day of the year that you can make a lot of money off of, things like dad jokes. Okay, and there's tons of different niches on Amazon that are related to Father's Day. It doesn't just have to be dad jokes. Like you can see, I got sports, stories, just dad stuff in general. Okay, and one way you can find different kind of book topics to make is look up dad products on Amazon, see what kind of products pop up, and see if you can make a book about those products. For example, like you look up different sports, you find like basketball stuff, you make some kind of book about basketball for dads. Storybooks, whatever it may be, you might have to get a little bit creative with this one. And same thing with the other ones I'm talking about. But in my opinion, this is definitely, out of all these ones I'm talking about today, this is probably my favorite, because you can make some funny joke books that are geared towards fathers, and definitely will sell well on Father's Day. So definitely want to look into for quarter 2 if this spikes your interest. Okay, so let's get into some of the bonus ones now. And as you can see, I have St. Patrick's Day books on here. And this is happening in the middle of March. I think it's on March 15th this year. It's always March 15th. I'm not 100% sure. But St. Patrick's Day books, there's not a whole lot of demand for these books, but they definitely have some when it comes around to the time of year when it's St. Patrick's Day. So again, you can make coloring books for St. Patrick's Day, story books, activity books, kids joke books, whatever you want to do, make it St. Patrick's Day themed. And during the time that St. Patrick's Day happens, these kind of books will sell well, okay? And like I said, making simple books like coloring books or journals, it's not always bad. And with these kinds of niches, it's definitely something you can do to make a couple extra dollars off of, just to capitalize on the time of year when these things are popular. So this one is urgent because it's soon compared to like Easter, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. But it's definitely something you can get into if you're able to make some of these books quickly, get in there and capitalize on the sales because of its popularity during this time of year. Final bonus on this screen I'll talk about is Earth Day, which actually does happen in April. So it's kind of urgent, not super urgent right now. But again, you can make different themed books about Earth Day. It's definitely a day of the year that people do look for books on. And coloring books I've found in the past do the best. Kids stuff, storybooks. Those are the kind of things that will do well. And finally, there's summer books. And this is looking further on down the line. But if you're looking to get into some of these summer niches like gardening, outdoors, sports, fitness, these kind of things are doing great when it comes to summer. I know it's not Q2 focused, but if you're going to be doing things during Q2, you might as well be focusing on Q3 if you want to, looking ahead. And summer books are going to do the best during the summertime, obviously. So what you can do is either do things like gardening, outdoors, sports, and fitness, or you can check different sites. So you can go on to like top activities to do in the summer on Google. Like I can look this up right now. So I just looked up top activities in summer. I have this list of 80 fun things to do this sunny season. And while not all of these are going to be like book worthy, you can take some of these things to do during the summer season and make them into a book. Okay. Like top amusement parks, something like that. Attend an outdoor concert, ride a Ferris wheel. These are all pretty simple stuff, but you guys get the idea. Summer picnics, I'm sure there are books and niches on Amazon that are related to picnics exclusively, like a picnic cookbook or something like that. You could definitely do something like that. Road trip, I've talked about this in one of my previous videos. Highway guides are a big niche on Amazon, so it's definitely something you can focus on for the summer. You guys get the idea. Looking up different activities to do during that particular season. I could look up spring activities too for Q2, and you could definitely find some books to make things about. But from my experience, the ones I've talked about today, Mother's Day, or Easter books, Father's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and these two, Earth Day and then summer themed books, are going to be your best options, in my opinion, from my experience, the types of books I've made in the past. So that is pretty much it for these types of books. Hopefully you guys enjoy those types of niches. If you get into them, let me know how they do. But before I let you guys go, I do want to mention I do have a 100% free online Facebook group community that's all about self-publishing. So if you're brand new to self-publishing, this is the perfect place for you to join, communicate with other people that are in this space and get to know how to get started. And when you join the group, you're going to see, the first thing you'll see is a 5-step guide to getting started with self-publishing pinned to the top of the group. It's 100% free. It's a PDF document, and it'll show you exactly how to get started if you're brand new to self-publishing and you don't know where to go. This is the best group to get into right now, and you'll see it's the first link in the description down below. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Try to post new videos every single week about self-publishing, all in entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. That's it for this week's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.